Hold up.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Foxy298 here, and welcome back to a brand new F1 2016 career mode video if you guys see here on my channel. Today we are back here for the Japanese Grand Prix, which is going to hopefully be a great Grand Prix. But if you guys do enjoy today's video, don't forget to drop a like on the video, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. And without further ado, we've got nothing else to do but to get straight into it. So, we need to start things off with all these engine upgrades, because we've got absolutely loads of them. Well, not engine upgrades, actually, just upgrades in general. We've got absolutely loads to go through, so we might as well get through them as quick as we possibly can. So, we've got one engine upgrade. Actually, we've upgraded every single part of the car and did the drag twice. Now, someone asked, why did you upgrade the car fully? Well, upgraded it as much as I could, because since we've now won the championship, of course, we can kind of just do what we want, really. So we're going to be starting from the back of the field, obviously, in these Grand Prix, which is perfectly fine with me. But I wanted to have some fun. So now we have the fastest car on the grid, which is nice, obviously. But, of course, you know, we're going to be starting last, which means not only are we going to have to fight our way through the field, but we are also going to have to deal with the likes of my teammate Valtteri Bottas, who's going to have the exact same car as us, meaning that he is going to be the fastest car and undoubtedly, obviously, a very quick driver on the track. So let's have a look at all of the stuff there, and we can get straight into the practice sessions. Now, I am still doing the practice sessions. I may stop them very soon because I don't really need to do them. Of course, I'm still not doing the tyre wear test. Because I can't be bothered to do 7 laps just to go around and just drive for 7 laps. I cannot be bothered to do that. So obviously we're sticking to doing just the track acclimatization and then obviously the qualifying simulation run. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Yeah, that's kind of that really, as we go a little bit wide there on the entrance into turn 1. Into the chicane we go then onto our qualifying simulation run, and always pretty good for myself in this Williams car. And as you can see, we're going to drive the car now, opened up the DRS just there, cross the line there to go fastest, but of course it's only practice, and of course we will not be qualifying, so we will be starting from the back of the field. So as you can see then, there is us flying our way through turn 1. As you can see then, onto all of the, you know, the stuff, we're going to... It's resource points, I don't know why I called it the stuff, but it sounds better. As you can see though, Emma is coming up to me and she's like, hey babes, how you doing? A nice party in the Amber Lounge last night. But by the way, we've got a new rival, so yeah, we're going to be having a look at that. So our new rival is actually Nico Rosberg. Now of course we beat Lewis Hamilton by 1 point. Now, of course, we've got Rosberg, who is currently 3rd in the championship, but closing in on Hamilton, actually, in the championship. So Lewis may need to watch himself. As you can see, the qualifying goals there. Very exciting qualifying goals. We're going to absolutely nail qualifying here. So into quali we go, and we skip all of that jazz. And as you can see here, going to just press start, and we're just going to retire from session and start last. Yeah, what a session that was there. Bottas actually got fastest in Q1, but of course it was only Q1, and I set no lap time, and that is us done for practice, and also then obviously for qualifying, because we're not actually going to be qualifying. But if you are ready to do this, I think I'm ready to do this as well, so there's nothing else really more to say. Apart from here are some resource points, we're not really going to get much. I'm obviously going to lose out in the driver rivalry and in the driver position, but we're not really bothered about that because we won the championship, so that's not a concern to us. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the race for the Japanese Grand Prix.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg will start his Silver Arrow from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton and Bottas, Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Perez and Fernando Alonso, Grosjean, Kvyat, Jenson Button and Gutierrez, Magnussen, Palmer, Carlos Sainz and Pascal Wehrlein, Ericsson and Harry Anto, Felipe Nasser and a Williams rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright then guys, as you can see we're on the Grand, I don't know why we're on the Grand, but we're here for the Japanese Grand Prix on the grid. We are here with the medium compound tyres and then 2 sets of hard tyres for our stint. So apparently according to the stint, we're going to be ignoring the soft tyres completely, which is fine by me. I don't need to run them if necessary, and if that's the way we're going to go, that's where we're going to go. So as you can see here, we're on the grid now, ready for the formation lap, and we can get things underway here. So we're going to start off nice and early there. Oh, it's a wonderful start, just passing all these drivers up into 10th, 9th, 8th, oh, and then I apparently got kicked out of the formation lap for crashing into Haryanto, which was kind of obvious because I didn't. But anyway, we're moving things on then. We're on the grid here for the Japanese Grand Prix. We've got 5 red lights here for the Japanese Grand Prix, and it is... come on. Lights out, here we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's actually been a good start from us. We've got Felipe Nasr there on the left-hand side. Bit of a slow start from him there. Ericsson coming through now, and he's also going to be a little bit slow off the line here. We've got past the Saubers nice and quickly into turn 1. We've got some yellow flags in front of us, so hopefully we can navigate with that. That's Grosjean going through, and we're... no! Oh God. Oh dear, we've tapped Grosjean, and a safety car has come out here at the start of this Japanese Grand Prix, but the biggest problem we've got... we've gone into the back of Grosjean, and that has actually cost us our front wing. You can see there that the end plate is red, and we cannot physically drive this car with a red front wing, and we are going to have to make a pit stop, and that's going to really screw our race over. We'll get a replay as well of what happened there, but Perez is in front of... we're currently in 9th at the moment, but we won't be staying there because we're going to have to make a pit stop. I instantly boxed this lap, and I'm going to be switching to the hard tyres, and we're basically going to be starting from scratch. We're going to be pitting at the end of the first lap, and we're going to just see how far we can take the hard tyres and see what we can do. So Perez obviously there, and you can see my engineer is actually trying to go an alternate strategy. He wants me to do 2 soft tyres stints and then 2 hard tyres stints. So what on earth is Jeff on about? I don't know, but we are going to be pitting this lap nonetheless for a new front wing. And as you can see then, further on into the lap here, we are going to come into the pits now through 130R and into the chicane we go now. Perez in front. I don't know who is involved in the collisions. We are going to get a replay though just after this pit stop now. As you can see here, we're going to cut across here, smash the Ballard over as we do there because we're very angry at the moment. But that is this front wing over and done with there. It was literally the lightest of taps we had with Grosjean, but it was enough to break the front wing. And as you can see, being held in the pits now as the mechanics chuck on that front wing, and then they can release my Williams car into the distance. So there, as you can see, is my Williams car behind one of the Haas drivers. I think that's Grosjean. We've also got a Renault behind me who has had to make a pit stop as well. So there's a couple of people involved in the collisions, but we'll just have to watch here. And as you can see, we are coming through here towards the exit of the pits now. In towards turn 1 we go, and we've got a fresh front wing and some hard tyres now, which we're just going to have to see how long we can take these. And, you know, we'll just have to look. It's going to be interesting on strategy, though. How long can we get these hard tyres in the race, and can we remain competitive? But first of all, let's get a replay. And the culprit of all of this was my damn teammate Bottas. Into turn 1 he comes. He rams in the back of Vettel, who rams into Ricciardo, who rams into Hamilton, who then rams into Raikkonen, and then everyone's spinning. It's just completely crazy. So Hamilton's on the outside here. We've got Rosberg in the lead up front. We've got Bottas who crashes into Ricciardo, who crashes into Hamilton. Ricciardo tries to get back on the track. Verstappen goes spinning, and everyone has just completely exploded. So I'm back on board with Verstappen here. So he's actually got an okay-ish start. Bottas has got the best of the starts here. Into turn 1, just comes, slams into the Ferrari there. Slams into everyone. Verstappen goes spinning from Bottas. Raikkonen spins, and a Haas spins as well. So on board with Raikkonen here. So as you can see, here is all the 3 drivers in front. Bottas, there's the collision. He smashes into everyone. Raikkonen tries to get back on track, gets spun around, and hits the wall, actually loses his front wing as well. And the Haas there gets a hit involved to that. And this is Grosjean's POV now, further back, who's also a driver that spun around here. So Bottas, there's the domino effect of everyone crashing. Raikkonen spins into Grosjean. That sends Grosjean spinning. And then I come in there and I tap Grosjean as I try to slam on the brakes. Luckily, Grosjean actually reversed backwards to let me through, otherwise I would have been stuck there, which is a bit disappointing. Onto lap 4 of the Grand Prix, though, we have got the safety car coming in at the end of the lap, which is obviously nice for us. We can get back racing. In fact, green flag racing. I had to brake to avoid going into the back of Raikkonen, but my biggest problem there is that unfortunately we actually lost out some time, and green flags have already gone, and my teammate has come into the pits, weirdly enough, for a new set of tyres. Now I don't know why he's pitted for a set of tyres now when the safety car is coming in, but we are going to be racing now, and we are back on things here. We've got the slipstream on Raikkonen. Can we get him into turn 1? Too far back, and of course turn 1 is a very high speed corner, so we're just going to have to sit back a little bit. Raikkonen's actually on a set of soft tyres. I haven't realised that, so if I can't close up to the back of Kimi, it's for a specific reason, the fact that he's on soft tyres, and that is monumentally quicker than me, even though I'm on a set of hard tyres. Now, I'm in the fastest car on the grid, but of course we have got to get past Raikkonen, who is not exactly easy to get past in the first place. But you can see in this S section we've got tremendous speed there. I had a look at the inside into the Dunlop curve on Kimi, but Kimi is wise enough to avoid that one here as we come in through the curve now. And we're about to enter Degner 1 now. Into Degner 1 we go, and onto the exit here. Into Degner 2 we go. Lovely camera shot there of the drivers coming through here as we've got myself versus Raikkonen versus one of the Manners here. And now as we come up towards the Kamui Kobayashi corner, we're going to go down the inside of Raikkonen and also the manner of Verline, that is. So a brilliant double overtake from us there, and that is us up into some random position there as Pascal looks to try and get back onto the power. He's on some medium tyres, so he can still be a threat as we skip forward there on the camera. That's my bad for editing this this video poorly, but never mind, we're just going to carry on without it. But as you can see then, we're moving further on then. We're actually catching up to Marcus Ericsson now in the Sauber, which is going to be very interesting to see if we can try and get past him. But of course, we are in a much quicker car, and you can see already coming up through the curb here, we've actually got great speed on Marcus. We're not quite close enough to make a move yet. We may have a go into Degner 1, but it's just impossible here. I had a little look. I'm going to size myself up for Degner 2 as down the inside we go there, and that is us past Marcus Ericsson in a complete jiffy there, and we are up into P13 now, so a good fight back at the moment. We're not doing a bad job. We're carving our way through the field, but we're not doing it at a fast rate of knots. We're taking our time with this because we want to see how far we can get these tyres, because if we can, we might be able to convert to a one stop from here on out. And now, as you can see, my engineer's saying, yeah, we're doing a two stop. On to lap 6 of the Grand Prix now. We've got some yellow flags behind us, and I'm not sure. It's Kevin Magnussen, unfortunately, that is out of this Japanese Grand Prix. We're going to find out. Oh, we've got 3 wide here. We've got Verline, we've got... Okay. Oh, they touched each other. Oh, and they're dead. Okay. They touched each other into 130 else. We're on board with Grosjean here, of course, who was backwards. And then Magnussen just comes flying down the inside. But, of course, there were 3 wide there. And Grosjean says, you just took me out, mate. I'm going to whack your tyre off. And he's done that in fine style. Further on into lap 7 then of the Grand Prix. Now we're going to get the slipstream on Carlos Sainz here. Towards turn 1 we go. We've got great slipstream. We've got great straight line speed into turn 1. We're going to brake a little bit earlier. Force Carlos Sainz to go brake later. And he loses the back end of the car. And that is us up into 7th place now in the Grand Prix. As all the drivers that started on soft tyres and mediums, in fact, are pitting now for their very first pit stop. So, onto lap 8 of the Grand Prix. We're actually in 4th now. The leader of this race is Gutierrez. 2nd is Kvyat. 3rd is Haryanto. And I'm now in 4th. So, yeah, put that into perspective in terms of where we are on the grid. Very far up already in this Grand Prix. Coming to the Dunlop curb, taking way too much curb. But it wasn't a corner cut because we still had 2 wheels on the track there. As you can see, through the Dunlop curb we go now. Can we make a move here on Haryanto? We need to make it quick though if we're going to do it. And then down the inside here on Haryanto into the 2nd Degner corner. We do that nice and cleanly. We're up into 3rd place now. So again, we're just doing what we've been doing this whole race. We've been carving our way through the field nicely. And we've been looking after these tyres very well indeed. And we might be able to go long on this stint. And maybe chuck on a set of mediums for the final stint. Or I might play it safe and go on to another set of hards. We'll have to see how the stint goes on here. But as you can see, through this next part of the corner now, through Spoon Corner we go here. Catching up to Danica Fiat, but we're not quite close enough yet to make a move. But we could be close enough after 130 out into the chicane. And we're going to have a look here as we come now up towards the, up the hill even. Slight little incline here as we make that charge towards 130. Unfortunately, our slipstream is hampered by Kvyat in the slipstream of Grosjean here, Gutierrez, sorry. Into 130R we go, down the inside, into the chicane, can we lose it? We're going to go for it here, down the inside, lovely move on that, don't ignore that corner cut. Lovely move there, down the inside of Kvyat, and now we're straight on the back of Gutierrez here with some DRS wide open and some slipstream and the Mercedes power and the Williams car being fast. I think you can see where this is going, and we see here into turn 1 we go, down the inside, and that is just going to be, oh, good, okay, Gutierrez, you may have just nearly shoved us wide a little bit there, but we did get the move done, and that is us up to P1 for this Grand Prix, and now we've got to do, we've got to do the job now. We've got ourselves, onto lap 15 of the Grand Prix though, we have gone extremely long on these hard tyres. Remember, we pitted at the end of the first lap for these tyres, and we've gone 15 laps on them, so that's a stunning margin for us. That's Rosberg behind us, and we're going to be coming for our first, well, technically our first pit stop. It's actually our 2nd in the Grand Prix. So into the pits we come now for a set of hard tyres. I'm going to take another set to the end because we did 15 laps on a set of hard tyres. So that means that we pitted on lap 15 now onto lap 16. So we've got, in theory, 12 laps left of the Grand Prix to go. Which means that, in theory, we should easily get these hards to the end. Which means that we have converted into a theoretical one-stop from our collision into turn 1, which means that, you know, we're in a great state to actually win this Grand Prix. After starting last and after having to change our front wing, we might just win this race. So let's just see how things go here as we exit the pits now with Fernando Alonso there, who's actually in front of us on a set of hard tyres. And we're going to put the car into standard fuel mixture as we are just looking after the car, looking after the fuel, and just looking after the tyres and just sending them as far as we possibly can into the Grand Prix. And believe it or not, onto lap 27 of the Grand Prix, we did it. We actually just went and did it. We're still going green, look, in these sector times. That's how quick we've been going. And into the chicane we go here. Down the inside now, lefts and rights done. And, yeah, that was kind of it for the rest of the Grand Prix. Checkered flag is going to come out. And we're going to win the Japanese Grand Prix and set a personal best lap on that lap, which was stunning from us, but we did the job, guys. We started at the back of the field, which we are obviously going to be doing for the rest of the season. We made contact into turn 1. We had to change our front wing. We did an absolutely stellar drive on those hard tyres, the first set of tyres, to get them 15 laps, so then that we had to pit just one more time, and we were able to take those hard tyres, the other set that we had on, the rest of the distance to the end of the race. And the biggest thing as well is that those tyres did not do as many laps, so we were able to go slightly faster, and we were able to manage the gap against myself and Nico Rosberg. But of course, if there wasn't a safety car, who knows what the outcome could have been. We would have been doing the bog standard 2-stop, but of course, who knows what would have been. But there you go, guys. That's going to wrap it up for the Japanese Grand Prix. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed already. But there's nothing else really to talk. We're going to spray some champagne. And next up is going to be the US Grand Prix, which will be an interesting one to start from the back from. I have started from the back there before. But yeah, that's an absolutely sensational comeback. And there it is, guys. That is us winning the Japanese Grand Prix. My teammate Bottas finishing all the way down in 10th. So I don't know what he was doing in this race. Because quite frankly, I'm going to be honest, Bottas has been useless this whole season in terms of the Williams team. But there is us, P1, and that is us sorted. And then as you can see in the driver's standings, we've actually continued to increase our lead, even though we started at the back and changed our front wing. Yeah, that happens, but that's racing at the end of the day. And then in the constructor standings, we're still top on that, but I think Mercedes closed on us, but it's still over 100 points. But don't forget, we're still starting from the back at every race, and if we lose our front wing, if we do anything, you know, we can have a bad race at some point. So we need to keep our wits against us, and resource points obviously start stacking in as usual. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. We're going to be close to Rosberg, but of course, we're probably going to lose the rivalry because, of course, we're going to be losing out in qualifying every time. But that's it, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, and the team are very happy. Take care all. Peace.